The FBI just blew the lid off one of Hollywood's biggest secrets. Their raid on Diddy's properties uncovered evidence so damning it sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Want to know what they found and why it matters? Stick around because we're about to spill all the tea. Picture this: FBI agents swarming Diddy's lavish mansions in Miami and Los Angeles. They're not there for a party, trust me. These guys mean business, and what they found? It's way crazier than anyone could have guessed. We're talking stuff that'll make your jaw drop. But here's the thing. This raid didn't come out of nowhere. The feds have been watching Diddy for years, gathering dirt on his shady activities. And now, they've got enough to bring down his whole empire. The evidence they uncovered is like nothing we've ever seen before in Hollywood. But the real bombshell? That's coming up next. And trust me, it's way worse than you think. Forget everything you thought you knew about Diddy's lifestyle. The FBI just blew the lid off a secret stash that's sending shockwaves through the music industry. What they found is so unexpected, it's forcing us to question everything about the hip-hop mogul's empire. Let's talk about the FBI's most jaw-dropping discoveries. First up, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. I'm not kidding. Why would anyone need that much? It's raising some serious eyebrows about what was really going down at Diddy's place. But that's not even the craziest part. The feds also stumbled upon 3 AR-15s with the serial numbers scratched off. Illegal firearms in a music mogul's mansion? This isn't looking good for Diddy, folks. It's got people wondering what he needed those guns for. And just when you think it can't get any worse, there's more. The raid uncovered a stash of drugs, too. Now, we're not talking about a little weed here and there. This is the kind of stuff that could be linked to some serious charges. It's painting a picture of Diddy's empire that's way darker than anyone imagined. But here's the real kicker. All this stuff, it's just scratching the surface. The FBI found something else, something so shocking it's got everyone from fans to industry insiders freaking out. And trust me, when you hear what it is, you'll understand why this case is blowing up like nothing we've seen before. You think you've heard it all about Diddy's parties? Think again. The FBI uncovered something that's got the whole music industry shaking. It's not just drugs or guns. It's evidence of a dark underworld that's been hiding in plain sight for years. And it all comes down to one word: blackmail. Let's talk about what the FBI really found during their raid. We're not just talking about a few incriminating photos or some embarrassing videos. No, they discovered tapes that Diddy allegedly used for blackmail. These aren't your average home movies, folks. They're a window into a world of exploitation that's been going on for years. Now, you might be wondering, what's on these tapes? Well, according to the indictment, they're recordings of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. And let me tell you, these weren't your typical Hollywood bashes. We're talking about multi-day orgies involving coercion, drugs, and violence. It's the kind of stuff that makes those wild rumors we've heard over the years look tame in comparison. But here's where it gets really messed up. The indictment claims that Diddy wasn't just hosting these parties for fun. He was allegedly using them to manipulate women into participating through force, threats, and false promises of career opportunities. That's not just sleazy, that's sex trafficking. And it gets worse. The FBI says Diddy and his crew were transporting women and sex workers across state lines for these events. That's a big deal, legally speaking. It turns this from a local scandal into a federal case. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how bad could these tapes really be? Well, according to legal experts, they're pretty damning. They're saying that these tapes, combined with witness testimonies, create a strong case against Diddy. We're talking about evidence of a pattern of violent and coercive behavior that's been going on for years. But here's the kicker. It's not just Diddy who's in hot water. These tapes allegedly implicate other big names in the industry too. We're talking about a potential domino effect that could bring down some of music's biggest players. And if you think that's shocking, wait till you hear about the physical abuse. The indictment details instances where Diddy reportedly used violence to keep his victims under control during these parties. It's a level of brutality that's hard to imagine in the glitzy world of hip-hop. Unlike attending risky parties like these, we promise it won't cost you anything to like our video, share your views in the comment section, and smash that subscribe button to see new videos from Luxe Stories. Hold on to your seats because the legal storm heading Diddy's way is about to blow your mind. The FBI didn't just find evidence of parties gone wrong. They uncovered what they're calling a full-blown criminal operation. And trust me, the potential consequences are way worse than anyone saw coming. Let's break down what Diddy's actually being charged with. It's not just a slap on the wrist or some minor offense. We're talking about serious, life-altering charges that could reshape the music industry as we know it. First up, racketeering conspiracy. This isn't your typical celebrity scandal. The feds are saying Diddy ran his empire like a criminal organization. They're claiming he used his businesses, including Bad Boy Entertainment, to hide all sorts of illegal activities. It's like something out of a movie, but this is real life, folks. Then there's the sex trafficking charge. This is where things get really dark. The indictment says Diddy wasn't just throwing wild parties. He was allegedly recruiting and forcing women into commercial sex acts. We're talking about using threats, violence, and false promises to exploit vulnerable people. It's a level of manipulation that's hard to wrap your head around. And if that wasn't enough, there's also a charge for transporting people across state lines for prostitution. Basically, they're saying Diddy was moving women around the country for these so-called freak-off parties. It's not just sleazy, it's federal crime territory. Now, let's talk consequences. If Diddy's found guilty on all these charges, we're looking at a potential sentence of 15 years to life in prison. That's not a typo. We're talking about life behind bars. It's the kind of sentence that could effectively end his career and legacy in one fell swoop. You might be thinking this sounds familiar, and you're not wrong. There are some eerie similarities to the R. Kelly case. Both were music industry powerhouses who allegedly used their fame and influence to exploit others. But here's the thing. The scale of what Diddy's accused of might make R. Kelly's case look small in comparison. But here's the real shocker. This might just be the beginning. The investigation is still ongoing, and more big names could be implicated. We're talking about a potential domino effect that could bring down some of the biggest players in the music industry. All right, let's wrap this up. Diddy's in deep trouble, folks. We're talking racketeering, sex trafficking, and some seriously messed up parties. The FBI's got tapes, guns, and enough evidence to potentially lock him up for life. It's not just about Diddy anymore. This could be a game changer for Hollywood. Lauren Hirsch nailed it when she said, when powerful people operate with complete impunity, they tend to prey on our most marginalized. This case might finally force the industry to face its demons. Kenya Davis put it best. This does not have to be a defining part of our culture for hip-hop or for Black people. But here's the real kicker. Diddy might just be the tip of the iceberg. As this case unfolds, one question remains. Who else in Hollywood is sweating right now? And what other secrets are about to come to light?